Don't bother coming to the wedding, my mom texted. You and your kids just make everyone uncomfortable. My brother replied with a laughing emoji. I replied, then you won't need my card for the venue. The group chat kept buzzing with laughter, completely unaware of what was about to happen next. I don't remember exactly when my mother stopped treating me like her daughter and more like her personal bank account. But I can tell you the exact moment I realized it was never going to change. It was a random Tuesday. I was in line at the pharmacy with my youngest kid sick at home, a $140 antibiotic in my hand, and my phone buzzed with a notification from the family group chat. I opened it expecting some update about the wedding, Jenna's wedding, which I had been helping organize, fund, and emotionally carry for the past 6 months. But no, there was no greeting, no explanation, no warning. Don't come to the wedding. You and your kids just make things awkward. My thumb froze mid-scroll. Then Jenna reacted with a laughing emoji, and then another. Megan followed it up with Elmio chill mom, like they were all in on a joke. A meme popped up. Some girl being kicked out of a party. It wasn't just hurtful, it was surgical, deliberate, like they had planned it. I stood there in the pharmacy holding medicine my insurance didn't fully cover. Realizing I just spent over $4,000 in the last few months helping Jenna with deposits, fittings, rental cars, even the damn floral arrangements. Not because she asked, but because I wanted to be included. Because I thought maybe this time things would be different. I replied once. Then you won't need my card for the venue. No one took it seriously. Megan sent a crying, laughing gif. Jenna posted a photo of her wedding shoes. My mom said, we'll figure something out. Don't make drama. I muted the chat. What they didn't know, what they never bothered to pay attention to, was that the venue contract was in my name. My credit card was the one they used for the initial $3,000 deposit. They didn't even show up to the first meeting. I did. I took time off work to sit there with the coordinator and walk through catering options and scheduling because Jenna was too stressed and my mom didn't want to drive across town. The next morning, the venue coordinator called me. I recognized her voice before she even said her name. Hi, Qley. I just wanted to check in. Someone from your party tried to make final payment, but it didn't go through. And since you're the primary on the contract, I asked a simple question. If I wanted to cancel the event, could I? There was a pause. Then she said yes. She even sounded like she understood. I canceled it on the spot, and then I made a new reservation. Same date, same time slot, different event. A quiet vow renewal for my friends Carla and Denise, 2 women I've known since college who'd eloped during CO and never got the celebration they deserved. They didn't believe me at first when I offered to fund the whole thing. I told them I needed a reason to feel good again. They cried. By noon the next day, Megan texted the group chat. Why did the venue say the booking was canceled? Then Jenna jumped in. What is going on? They still didn't message me directly. That night, I got a text from my stepdad, Rick. Your mom is freaking out. I told her this was going to happen. You've done too much for them to be treated like this. I just want you to know I'm sorry. I'm on your side. Rick had always been quiet, but he saw everything. I caught him more than once slipping Megan gas money or whispering to my mom that maybe I shouldn't be the only one paying for things. He's not my biological dad, but he's the only father figure I ever had. The only one who helped me move when I got divorced. The only one who came to my son's soccer games. The only one who actually noticed when I lost 20 pounds from stress last year. I told him he didn't have to get involved. He replied with something that shook me. If she doesn't start treating you better, I don't know if I can stay in this marriage. I've had enough. That was when I realized this wasn't just my fight anymore. They thought I'd play the doormat like always. Smile. Follow it. Write another check. But they had no idea what was coming. They thought I wouldn't do anything. They didn't know I already had. By Thursday morning, the group chat had gone quiet. It was almost funny. 2 days earlier, they were practically choking on their own laughter, sending gifts and inside jokes, and talking about me like I wasn't in the chat. But now, silence. Not one message asking what happened. No one admitting they messed up. Not even Jenna, who had the most to lose. I waited. Not out of revenge. At least not in the beginning. I was curious. I wanted to see how long they'd pretend everything was fine. They knew the wedding was canceled. They had to. Jenna had been obsessively checking that venue's Instagram for weeks. Her stylist followed them. Her florist tagged them in a story. There's no way she missed the announcement when the venue publicly posted that a new private event had been added for October 19th and that it was no longer her wedding. So, they said nothing. Friday came and went. Nothing. Then Saturday morning, I got the first real crack in their little performance. Megan messaged me directly. Hey, random question. Do you know why the venue said our event is no longer on the calendar? Jenna's freaking out a little. A little. I didn't respond. A few hours later, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was the florist Jenna had hired. He sounded confused. Said someone named Angela, my mom, had tried to pay the final invoice, but the deposit hadn't cleared. Asked if I was still the point of contact. I told her no, I wasn't involved anymore. Then I blocked her number. By Saturday evening, Jenna cracked. She texted me, Megan, and my mom in a new group chat titled Rebuild the Plan. Like we were launching a military operation. Her first message, I'm done playing games. Someone better tell me what the hell is going on with my wedding. Then the call started. I ignored them. I finally picked up when my mom called the house phone, something she hadn't done in years. I figured it had to be bad. She didn't even try to ease into it. No apology, no acknowledgement of what she'd said. Just accusations. You sabotaged your sister's wedding. How could you be so petty? I didn't answer the way she expected. I just asked a question. Was I even invited anymore? She tried to spin it. Said it was all a misunderstanding. Said I took Jenna's message too literally. That she was stressed. That she meant I should come later, not miss the wedding entirely. She blamed Jenna. Said she was hormonal. Then she blamed me. Said I was being dramatic. I hung up. That night, Rick texted. You okay? Just checking in. I told him the truth. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even angry. I just felt done, like something in me had finally shut off, and I didn't want to turn it back on again. He asked if I had time for coffee the next morning. We met at a quiet cafe downtown. He looked exhausted. Said he'd been sleeping in the guest room, that the house had turned into a circus. My mom was furious, Jenna was hysterical, and Megan was trying to play peacekeeper while secretly blaming me. Then he leaned in and said something I never expected. If your mom doesn't change, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. I didn't marry her to watch her destroy her own daughter. I didn't know what to say. Rick had never spoken like that before. He was always the peacemaker, the background guy, but now he was angry. He told me Jenna had spent the last 2 days calling every venue within 60 miles. Everything was booked. She finally found a place, a low-budget banquet hall outside of town. The kind that smelled like frozen lasagna and had plastic chairs that squeaked when you Saturday. She had no choice but to take it. The only available date? A Wednesday, 2 weeks later. I laughed, couldn't help it. Rick smiled a little. Then he said, I told her not to expect me to pay a dime unless she apologized. She said I was being manipulated by you. I asked what he said back. He shrugged. No, he said. I'm finally just paying attention. By Sunday night, Jenna had changed her Instagram bio. It no longer said October 19th bride. Now it said, almost Mrs. Two Hearts. I scrolled through her feed. Half the vendors were gone. The makeup artist canceled. The photographer was already booked for the new date. They were pretending like everything was fine. I could have told them the truth, that it was never going to be fine, that they'd crossed a line they couldn't uncross. But I didn't. They still thought I was just hurt. They didn't know I was done. The new venue looked like something out of a bingo night flyer. Jenna didn't post pictures, but I saw it. Megan tagged the wrong account when she uploaded a blurry photo of the entrance. Beige walls, folding chairs, those round tables that rock if you lean too hard. The ceiling lined with yellowish tiles, and a fake floral arch on the stage that hadn't been dusted since 2014. Their new dream wedding was set for a Wednesday at 6 p.m. with a strict 3-hour window, and now they were trying to act like it was all part of the plan. Rick called me the night before their final walkthrough. He sounded tired. Your mom's still pretending she's not at fault, he said. But I told her I meant what I said. If this doesn't change, if she can't take responsibility, I'm out. I asked if he meant out of the wedding. He said, no, out of the marriage. I didn't say much. Just listened. He explained how long he'd been watching it all unfold. Said he used to think it was just old wounds between me and my mom. That maybe I overreacted, but after the venue fallout, he saw it differently. He saw how quickly they cut me out when I wasn't useful. He said he'd even tried talking to Jenna directly. That didn't go well. She told him I was emotionally unstable, that I always overstepped, that I'd been trying to make her wedding about me since day one. He told her she was spoiled. Jenna screamed at him, called him a traitor. By the end, Rick said he felt like he was living with strangers. The next morning, I woke up to another text from my mom, longer this time, an attempt at reconciliation. She said things got out of hand, that families fight, that I should come to the new wedding, and we should just move forward. She even said they'd understand if I didn't want to contribute financially anymore, that I didn't respond. At noon, Megan texted me privately. They really want you to come. We're trying to keep things from falling apart. That's when I realized what it really was. It wasn't about me. It was about control. They weren't inviting me out of guilt. They were panicking. They were starting to see how fragile their setup was when I wasn't carrying the weight. I replied to Megan, "Tell Jenna she'll be fine. She just has to figure it out, the way I always had to." Then I did something I hadn't done in months. I opened my banking app and reviewed all the auto payments. The bridal dress rental fronted for Megan. The rental car Jenna was using to haul decorations, also under my name. I scheduled both for return the next morning. The shared family phone plan. I removed my card and set the service to end by week's close. They wanted independence. They were about to get IT. An hour later, Megan called, crying. The car company called Megan, said they'd tow the rental if she didn't return it or pay the balance. I told her that wasn't my problem anymore. She asked how I could do this. I asked her the same, then hung up. That night, Rick showed up unannounced with a small box, old photos, a few books, a sweater I'd left behind. Said he wanted to drop them off before things got worse. Then he told me something unexpected. He'd taken out a $15,000 loan to get them through the wedding. I didn't tell him he was making a mistake. I knew he was just trying to hold the family together as it fell apart. Before he left, I gave him an envelope with $2,000. Told him it was for him, not them. He looked shocked, then said quietly, "I still think of you as my daughter." As he drove away, I felt something close to peace for the first time in weeks. The wedding was on a gloomy Wednesday, gray skies and rain that stopped just long enough to ruin everyone's mood. I didn't go, but photos and messages found me anyway. Friends, cousins, even a vendor. The venue was worse than expected. Bad lighting, missing guests, melted cake, music cutting out. The bouquet toss ended in chaos when Jenna's ex-friend yelled, "Too bad the groom's still texting me." That night, Rick texted, "It was a disaster." I replied, "He tried. That's more than they deserved." Later, Rick told me Jenna and my mom blamed him for everything. He snapped, "You pushed away the only one holding it together. Qley did more than any of you." He left before cleanup. The next day, Jenna messaged, "You must feel proud. Everyone's talking about how cold you are." That's when I knew. It wasn't revenge, it was release. 2 days later, Rick said he was leaving, couldn't stay where decency looked like betrayal. Before hanging up, he said I was the only one who treated him like family. I didn't cry, just felt quiet sadness for the only decent man who never belonged there. Weeks later, they started asking for money again. Megan, Jenna, even my mom. I said no every time. Their tone changed from sarcastic to desperate. Rick said they were cornered, broke, borrowing from relatives. He helped Megan only if she apologized to me. She refused, so he walked away. He moved into a condo, finally at peace. "The loan bought me clarity," he said. I told him, "I used to think I was broken, but I don't want acceptance from people who only take." Then came Jenna's text. "Please, I can't do this anymore." I didn't answer. Because peace isn't silence. It's not needing to respond. Later, she had a second wedding. Rick paid again, calling it a clean slate. I wasn't invited. Afterward, he texted, "It's done. I'm free." He left for good. I left $2,000 in his mailbox, no note. He called. "You didn't have to." I said, "Neither did you." Months passed. My mom and sisters went quiet. Rick's happier now, even dating someone kind. Sometimes we laugh about it all, not in spite, but relief. And I think back to that first message, "Don't come to the wedding." I almost feel grateful, because that text freed me. Now, I don't pay for anyone. I just live.